just a question of the house. There's the contents to think of. A whole loft full of my magic gear. That hadn't even crossed your mind, had it?
No. But now you mention it.
If I downsize, that lot will have to go into storage, not cheap. And if I get a little flat on my own, then I'll need to kit it out.
Well, of course, we could come to a fair agreement.
I've always liked this sofa. Just the right amount of give. And the telly. I spent hours on the internet looking for the right model. She didn't have a clue.
She did pay for it, but we could negotiate.
And then there's the bed. It's memory foam, you see, for my sciatica. Couldn't sleep on a used mattress. Not with my allergies. Not with my back.
You've got no intention of selling.
There you go, Yasmin. There's a huge lump sum to get out of jail. And you're the one with the degree.
No problem.
All this. Nice guy, Johnny. Everyone's pal. It's not the real me. I've been living a lie.
I have been asking you and asking you, and you just kept fobbing me off like I'm stupid.
I'm sorry.
You've got another woman.
No.
There you go again.
I swear, I love you too much.
Another child has come crawling out of the woodwork.
No.
You're gay.
No, stop. I'm trying to tell you, but it's hard. I haven't always been as squeaky clean as I am now. For years, I was ducking and diving. Before the kids came along, when I was working the markets, stock off the back of a lorry. That's how I met Scott. I was happy to stick at that level. Not him. He always had to push things. Push me.
So this old pals act?
He's the last man on earth I wanted to bump into.
But you haven't got a record because we got the licenses for the pub.
Yeah, I bailed before I got a record. Scott didn't. He got in deep.
How deep?
Robbery.
What kind of robbery? People? Pubs? Not banks.
Warehouses.
And you were in on it.
Once. They got me to drive for him.
Warehouses, they have security. I mean, they don't just open the doors. Were you armed?
On Aiden's memory, I'd never touch a gun. Any weapon.
Well, no, fit young fellas like you, why would you bother? When you got feet and fists. I mean, to the pub beggar on the door, that's threat enough.
Carried it around. The guilt, the shame.
Poor you.
Raised my family. Found the love of my life. Turned myself into this stand-up guy. And then Scott came along. Everything I built, just... Because now, there's scores to be settled.
You think you're so clever, don't you? We know all about the loans you've taken out against the house. I mean, 4 in 2 years. That's some going.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So what have you blown it on? It's not designer clothes or flash cars.
I'm a man of simple pleasures. A good book and a brew. Yasmin's the one with expensive taste.
No, you splurged it on something.
Yasmin signed all the paperwork.
All right, tell me honestly, because I genuinely want to know. Why dig your heels in? Your family aren't speaking to you. You know, why not go and make a fresh start? Somewhere you can be the jester.
Because I'm not a quitter. Because my name's on the mortgage. And because I'm not the criminal around here. Shut the door behind you when you leave.
Please, love, forget the washing and hear me out. It was one last job. He said I owed him that.
Yeah, and you told him to shove it like any sane person would have done.
One phone call and he could have blown my life apart.
So what, you agreed? To what? Another warehouse job? Robbing off licence?
Drive the car.
Our car? What, with bags for life in the boot and smooth radio on the stereo?
Don't laugh at me.
If I didn't laugh, I'd scream.
A stolen car.
Oh, this just gets better.
I didn't go through with it. We got to the motor and I realised that he was carrying a gun, not a replica. My legs went. I couldn't drive, even when he turned the gun on me. It's the one time I've been grateful for MS. He had to believe me.
Well, then you stopped him from doing it. I mean, that's good. That's something. The bistro job. That was him. Dumping on our doorstep. I'm right, aren't I? So what was the plan? Shoot Craig and then stroll across here for a pint?
Shooting was never part of the plan. Jen. Jenny!
Hiya.
You all right, Jenny?
Jenny, wait!
Trouble in paradise.
There's something up with him, definitely.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Oh, listen, I nearly forgot. This is Ardy's idea. It's a little whip round for Craig. Yeah.
Good idea.
Oh, Scott, really, you've donated enough.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? 200 times over. Oh, man's getting bashful. Look, I do not mean to embarrass you, but you, sir, have gone above and beyond for this community already.
It's like you say, the kid needs to know we're thinking about him.
6 inches to the left, he could have been dead.
Yep. Boy deserves a medal.
Look, I've got to go. I just came in to speak to Johnny. Could you give him a message? I'm leaving town. Been offered a job. Start next week.
This was your swan song. Way to go.
Well, can't you hang on? I'm sure I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, they could be gone ages, and I've still got the flat to pack up, so... No, this is going to be my fond farewell.
Good man.
So they've all signed it, everyone at the factory?
Even the ones that don't know you.
Benji? Who's Benji?
Big guy, no teeth. Collects the shredding. There's quite a big blank needed filling.
And who's Millie?
Oh, that's Michael. He reckons you're a legend.
Yeah, he's put it here.
Talking through his backside is all this back slapping. I could slap you myself, round the face.
Mum?
You're not a legend. You're a bloody idiot. You could have been killed.
But I wasn't.
You went against your training. For what? To impress some silly girl and make a rep for yourself down at the station?
Well, no.
And what about your family? We didn't even get a second thought. I want a living son, not a dead saint with a medal.
I've been looking everywhere for you. Thought you must have gone straight to the cop shop.
And now you're thinking, maybe she loves me after all. Well, I don't. I despise you. You didn't stay on in France for quality time with Eva and Susie. You went missing in action. You let me come back here on my own to live with a violent criminal.
I thought he'd move out of the B&B once he realised I wasn't coming
But he
back.
didn't. He stayed. He drank and he flirted, and I had no one to protect me. COVID protected me when he had to move out.
I'm sorry.
And all the time, you were playing the sympathy card, hiding behind your MS.
My symptoms did flare up. Stress. Everywhere I looked, he was there. Every chance he got, he turned the screw. I'm as shocked as you are about Craig.
Do you know, I knew you'd been a bit of a lad. And I liked it, if I'm honest. I like your edge. But this pathetic, selfish, snivelling wreck, you're not the man I married.
I kept hoping I could talk him out of it. And then I thought, well, if it's money he's after, then I'll find it somehow. Pay him off and send him on his way.
Well, that worked.
The guy's slippery, always has been. I was trying to contain him, to stop him turning on you.
What, while he bought me drinks? And cracked jokes and came on to me with, for all I know, a loaded gun in his pocket. He invaded my home. A man who'd blow me brains out for a slow night's taking, and you want my pity?
Feeling better?
You know what I would be if this was Jeff's face?
I've been thinking about the financial coercion, and he's covered his tracks well. So well that you may never be able to trace the money, assuming that there's anything even left to trace.
So what? Give up?
You can't keep banging your head against a brick wall forever. It might be worth thinking about speed, though. Sell your shares.
And live off what? I mean, at this rate, my Gran will have nothing left to come back to. Or maybe Gran's right. She is better off inside. At least she feels safe and protected.
You don't mean that.
Well, what's she got to look forward to on the outside?
Her freedom, her family, her friends, Flossie.
How do you know that the chicken's called Flossie?
Well, these prison visits, sometimes the conversation flags. Plus, I don't even know how to pronounce the other one.
Demeter. Demeter's looking a bit baldy, actually. I can't bring myself to tell Gran. But hey, what does it matter? You can't keep chickens in a bedsit, can you? Because let's be honest, even if we do get her out, and that's a big if, we're going to be living hand to mouth for years. The rest of her life, probably. What is it with this guy? He's got all the cards stacked in his favour. I mean, who chooses to be that unhappy?
Jeff doesn't care about happiness. All he cares about is winning.
No, people say that. But when it comes down to the crunch, self-preservation must kick in, surely.
Accept it. This is what you're dealing with. Jeff would cut off his nose, his ears, and his mouth to spite his face, and he would still call it a victory.
Ah, they said I might find you here.
Oh. My apologies, Evelyn. I've been meaning to bring round that final wage slip, and you know what, I'm going to put it on top of my list to do. So, anyway, no hard feelings, I hope, and I wish you both a trip of a lifetime.
Trip's off. Courtship's off. No platitudes, please. This is a platitude-free zone. I just want to say one thing. Can I have my job back?
I'm sorry?
May I have my job back, please? And before you get pedantic, I do appreciate that may mean reduced hours, and that is a concession I am willing to take.
Well, that's a curveball. I've already taken Ardy on.
Well, you and me and that bunch of droopy dahlias outside your shop, no, that's not working out as you hoped. I mean, a bucket of flowers has to be refreshed daily. And is he familiar with my sanitising regime for counter till and card machine? Does he pop a lemon in the fridge every day just to keep it smelling fresh?
Fine, I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll discuss T's and C's then.
Knowing you.
Oh, and Evelyn? I'm sorry about Arthur.
Yeah, a true man-ambassador.
Platitudes?
Scott made a big donation to Oliver's fund. Emma told me. 200 quid. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Who round here has got 200 quid to chuck about on a kid they barely know? It's blood money. Did he chuck any of it your way?
No, and if he had, I'd have knocked it back.
And you expect me to believe that, do you? When you drip, drip, drip instead of telling me the old truth. I mean, you agreed to drive the getaway car. He must have offered you something.
Freedom. And the chance to walk away and know that he'd never come looking. Everything I did Every conversation I had was to protect us and our future.
Whatever future we had, it's history now. You've just put a bomb under it.
Return to sender, as the great man said. Elvis. Greasy black quiff. Pelvis. You know.
There is such a thing as independent travel.
Yes, I have heard the concept, Roy, but you're missing the point. The whole thing was to have some company.
No possibility of reconciling with Arthur.
Not without a personality transplant.
I rather liked him.
Yes, well, not him, is it? It's me. It's me, inescapably. It's me abrasiveness, it's me ability to take a fence at 50 yards and then to fire back with nuclear velocity.
I feel for you.
Well, thank you for arguing the toss.
See, I was blessed with a thick skin, which has allowed me to plough my own furrow. But to be acutely sensitive and constantly on the defensive, it must be exhausting.
Yes, and for those who live with me as well. Anyway, it's our secret, this, Roy. I've got a reputation to maintain, you know. Battle axe in chief.
I took a punt on what you'd need. This should do you for a few days. I wouldn't take the car. It's too easy to trace. Not that you've got anything to hide. I'll make that clear.
What? Slow down.
They won't let him have bail, but just in case, lie low.
Johnny.
Stash this lot somewhere safe. It's all there. The licence, premises, and personal. Deeds to the pub. My will. I'm gonna shop him and have myself in. Pay my penance, even if it's 40 years too late.
3 meals a day. Telly on demand. All your needs catered for. It'd be me doing the paying, me! Abandoned. Left to run this place into the ground because, let's face it, who's gonna want to drink here knowing the landlord's a lowlife?
I know I should have waited for you to get home, but my belly couldn't.
No, you fill your boots. He's leached enough out of this business. Oh, look at him. Slime ball.
Ugh, he's put me off my chorus.
You don't think he's got a secret family stashed away, do you?
After Robert, nothing would surprise me. Except Tessa was here.
Checking up on me. Oh, yeah, you're right. But those loans, that money, it couldn't have just vaporised. There must be a paper trail.
Yeah, if you had access to his accounts. For all we know, he bundled it up as a takeout and watched it walk out the door.
Like old Daniel's pulled out the comb over here.
He's lining up his next victim. Flowers, meals, smart hotels. All the stuff that he did with Elaine and Gran and Tess.
How'd you prove it? If you can't follow the money.
I follow him. We follow him. Ryan, you're a genius.
I am, man.
So if you find yourself over this way again, come and see us.
So it's like he's a man, but he's also an ambassador, so he's got to take extra special care.
We need a box of cheese and onion, please. What is the matter with you?
The longer I keep stum, the less chance there is of the coppers believing that you really were in the dark.
What, 'cause no wife's that stupid, right?
Grassing Scott up is the only way to get him off our backs.
By grassing yourself up as well.
Oh, it's time to face the consequences for all of it.
You have been an upstanding citizen for years.
But not an innocent man. I haven't paid for the things that I did.
You were blackmailed into that robbery. And you refused to do it.
I had an MS attack.
Because your body refused. I mean, was that psychosomatic? You know, your conscience kicking in? You know, you tipped off the police. You risked your life.
You were all for stringing me up half an hour ago.
You might be a thief and a liar, but your hands are clean. On the bistro job, at least.
Salt and vinegar, you say?
No, cheese. It doesn't matter.
Oh, if you and Scott had a falling out?
Me?
One minute he can't get enough of us, going back to his roots and all that. The next he's up in sticks and shipping out.
First I've heard.
New job in Kent, all systems go.
Well, he's no loss.
Try telling that to his old mucker here. Plus, he's put a fair few bob behind the bar.
Yeah, well, we don't need his kind of money.
And that's all he said. Just getting the hell out of Dodge. Leaving. No messages, no forwarding address.
Nada. But don't stress, he's still got to pack up the flat.
Well, he thought he was big deal McNeil when he got here, didn't he? Thought he'd make a killing. But, you know, he found out the hard way that, yeah, we're friendly, but we're nobody's fools, so... No, thanks, Emma, but Scott wants to skip town, then we won't stand in his way.
Fair dues. Well, go get them cheese and onion.
If this is for real, you'd let him go without a word.
If it's for real, don't count your chickens.
I don't deserve this from you.
No, you don't. You disgust me.
You just said you'd save me from prison.
One reason. Because I love you about that much more than I hate you.
To celebrate the anniversary of the show, the new book 60 Years of Coronation Street is available to pre-order from bookstores and online retailers. Over on ITV2 next tonight, have the new team of hopefuls got what it takes to impress Gordon? A brand new series of Hell's Kitchen is about to start over there. While next on ITV, our brand new thriller, The Sister, continues in a moment.